Guys, good morning. I thought I'd come to you live. It is a Saturday morning, and I am sitting outside on my patio. It's quiet, and get my camera set there. And it's my favorite thing to do in the summertime when it's nice out is come and have coffee outside and just listen to the birds and excuse me, it's still morning. I'll explain that in a second. Listen to the birds and have my coffee. Cheers. Look at my garden and look at all the flowers. And I thought what I'd do is walk you through the garden, give you a little tour of what's happening. Hey, Peaceful Penguin, how are you? Thanks for being here. I'm going to do a little bit of a garden tour today, and also give you a weekly recap, talk about things that have happened in the week. Sleep. I am sleep deprived due to some classes that I had to go teach. And I literally feel hungover today from not having sleep. So sleep is so important to us. But I wanted to show you guys my, just sitting here and having my coffee. And hey, he likes to prune the raspberry plants. He goes over to the raspberry plant and he cracks off the stems and goes and starts chewing on the canes, and like he's pruned the heck out of my raspberry plant. So anyway, so this is my view, and let's go check it out. So I'll show you so I have these raspberries. They grow beautifully here. They're just wild raspberries. He comes over and he cracks the canes off. And I mean, this was so full. So I'm hoping that I'll get a decent harvest over here today. But yeah, trying to keep them away from that. But, and then I just discovered this little thing. Anybody know what that is? That is called garlic mustard. And if you can eat the leaves actually taste like garlic, part of the mustard family. So it's an interesting plant to have that growing all over the place back there. But anyway, so just put the flowers in last week, and already, so this is what I love about impatiens, is that those are individual little plants, and see how they're already starting to fill in. These are my absolute favorite flower to put in beds because they literally will become a sea of flowers and you won't be able to see the ground, and it's just beautiful. There's my echinacea. My other dog was 2 dogs ago, Hudson, he used to come out, instead of eating grass, he would eat the echinacea leaves. And if you don't know, echinacea is very healthy for you, helps with your immune system. And look at my bearded irises. They're gorgeous. And then my pots are just, you can see they're they're just starting to flourish. So these will fill in. Look at those black petunias. Aren't they special? Yeah. And then my phlox over here. My phlox are a little sad, so we're going to try to fill that in a little bit. And then all the dog toys. Peaceful Penguin. I've been bringing raspberry plants to a local... Oh, shoot, it disappeared on me. Hold on, I'll have to get over to my computer to finish that. I have coffee in one hand while I'm walking here. And then these are coleus. I don't know if anybody is a fan of coleus, but I just love them. They're beautiful, gorgeous leaves, so they don't flower, but they... See, and then what I do is I take these, so this is like a seed pod, and I just throw it into the soil. And we'll see if something pops up there. But they're just gorgeous. And those are annuals, but super beautiful. More pots. I tried to keep things in pots this year because of that guy right there, so he doesn't trample. And so far, I've been able to keep him out of this bed because the impatiens grow beautifully there. Look at that begonia. Isn't that stunning? So this is what I love about sitting out here. I just take in the colors, and it just brings me so much joy. This is my lavender. Look at all the blooms on the lavender about to come out. And then I wanted to show you this. This is a daisy I've never seen before. And oh my gosh, she's so special. Look at her. And I just, planted it in here with the dark petunias, the dark red, purple, and then the black petunias. Thanks, Peaceful Penguin. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's really starting to fill out. Like these were so tiny last week. And the conundrum, and this is my special joy hanging plant that is too heavy to hang, so I'm just gonna clip that hanging thing off. But the conundrum is you have to buy plants at certain times if you want certain things, and then when the weather isn't cooperating, it has to sit in the little containers. And so I was on that cusp of, oh my gosh, my stuff's gonna die if I don't get it planted. So I finally got it planted. All last week was Memorial Day, worked really hard just getting everything in. And I mean, it just, once you get it in the ground, it just flourishes. So look at that special boy. I wonder if you think he knows he's on camera? So right there where you see the straw, I tried planting beets and I think they died, but I'm really working to get them back up. So just trying to protect the soil. I did put a little bit of something in there to enrich the soil. So we'll see. There's a little one right in there somewhere. Right there. There's one. Let's help it up a little bit. So these are golden beets. There's another one here. Okay, so maybe it's working. We'll see. Oh, he's now gonna eat the straw. Okay. And then I've got chamomile over here. And of course my chamomile was yellowing. And then as soon as I got it in the ground, I mean, look at it. It's doubled in size. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Yep. And my lilac, which bloomed, and the beauty of the lilac is my door is right there. So when the door is open, that just wafts in. And there's my big stinky marigolds that I told you about that are, people have asked me, do they really have more of a stink than regular marigolds? I'm like, I don't know, but this is what I've always done. I just line this bed. Does not keep the dog out. Out. Come on. Out. No. And look at, what is that? That looks like a cucumber, doesn't it? Oh, you know what it is? Oh my gosh. I threw this squash. I don't have milkweed. Peaceful Penguin. Should I? I threw this squash in this bed because I was like, oh, I'm going to harvest the seeds out of there. Look at that. And it's an incredible hard squash. It's the best hard squash I've ever had. Look at all the seeds here. So, oh my gosh, that's great. Look at that's so fun. So I think I'm going to take those. I'll take those, and I think I'm going to put them back in that bed back there, way back there. I'll show you back there in a second. This is a purple basil. That guy died. I have no idea why. That's another type of basil that forms a lot more leaves, doesn't bolt as easily. And that's my tarragon and sage. That sage, beautiful. Butterflies love milkweed. Okay, I might have to plant some then. Is that an annual or perennial? And how much space does it need? And then, things are struggling here. So I think this is a soil issue. These are peppers. I haven't amended this bed along the back of the house in a while. But the beauty of this bed is that the brick, so the sun shines directly on the brick, and then it just becomes like a greenhouse at night. So you really get a good heating effect. So actually tomatoes do really well. These tomatoes were really dying. They had you can kind of still see a little bit of some kind of blight on the leaf there. And so I picked the leaves off and I put these in here thinking they would not survive, and they're just perking right up. So super happy. I didn't want to put them with everything else. And once again, so there's my snap peas that I'm trying to grow from seed that I never really have luck with. I have one that's taking there. Love me some snap peas. There's another basil. Oh, I'm so happy about that squash over there. That's great. Oregano, thyme. This is white sage. That's what you use for smudging and saging things. So that'll grow real big. I'll be able to harvest that and dry it. A couple more peppers. This is a green called borage, and I guess it tastes like cucumber, and you use the leaves much like spinach. And again, I'm just trying to get this soil amended and planting a few things here to see. Milkweed is a perennial. Awesome. Okay, cool. I think that's a great idea. We'll look into that. Yeah, but see how this marigold's dying? Like something's going on in this bed here. So I may just have to bring in like new soil. There's my big giant HVAC system. My Generac. Peonies are doing incredible. It's just summer life, right? So, and then these are my grafted apple trees. And check this out. Now this guy's not doing so great. This graft had actually had separated. And I think, I see a hint of a leaf there, but we want to get these leaves off that are below the graft to encourage the energy to go up. But look at this one. Isn't that amazing? My graft, that's my apple tree. So this is an apple tree that I grafted onto a rootstock. But again, I got to get rid of these leaves here because we want all that energy going up into the graft. Isn't that cool? I know I'm super excited. My first time grafting. Dang it, look what I did with my coffee. I think it's just lilac. Let's see if I can get those leaves out of there. Okay, all right. All good, no harm, no foul. Another begonia. I don't even know where to put these. And then here's another flat of marigolds I've got to get planted. I don't know where to put them. And then this is another apple tree here. These are hazelnut bushes that I've got to get in the ground, and I think I'm going to put those somewhere back along there. And then this is the garden. So squash, tomatoes. I just added these 3 tomato plants here the other day. Black Krim and oh, there goes it was so nice and peaceful. I love it when you get out here early enough and nobody's got their lawnmowers going. Spoke too soon. Eggplant and more tomatoes. These are cucumbers. Something's happening over here. So I've got to get over here. I've got to get these trellised up because I want them to vine up and have the fruit hang down to maximize, growing up and maximizing space for growth. And then you can see something's going on with the squash. So I'm not sure what's happening there. Collard greens are doing great. Isn't that exciting? Look at that. Actually, let me think. No, that's cauliflower. These are the collards here. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. The little thing fell off. That's part of the fun. Let's see what happens, right? This is more of that borage that I planted there. More squash of some sort. And more peppers. Yep, so that's that. And then I went and I ordered a shed yesterday, so hopefully that'll be coming along soon. And I got to move these are all berries, gooseberries. My pawpaw came back after being crushed by my pine tree. So the pawpaw came back. So look at that. I mean, it's doing better than it was before it got crushed by the pine tree. I'm super excited, but that's going to have to get replanted, I think, because the shed's going to get expanded, and we're clearing all of this out here. And yeah. So this back garden, I feel like my gimbal might be dying on me, so we'll see what happens. If it does, it's just going to spin the camera. So I put more beets back here. I put the candy cane beets. Wow, look at it. They're already popping up through. I just planted them yesterday. It's amazing when you just get them in soil, give them some love and some moisture, some good nutrients, what they'll do. Now in here, I planted cress. And oh my gosh, look at that. You see that? It's already coming up. Actually, that's clover over there, right there. So that's field cress already. Wow, look at that. I just planted that last week. It's already coming up. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, there's a whole row of stuff going on over here. I planted upland cress, which is more of a drought resistant type of cress. And I also planted endive. And let's see. So I don't see anything in this column here. I planted 2 rows of seed there. So these are candy cane beets. Really beautiful beet. And then look at that. Let's see. Can you see that in there? See the little green? Yep. Super exciting. So yeah, so these 2 rows are coming up. That is exciting. Do I trade vegetables with anyone? Give some away? Hey, that's actually a great idea. Part of the reason, Peaceful Penguin, that I'm expanding the garden is because I want to be able to either do either of those. Taking a page out of Howie's playbook and taking food to the local food banks and things like that. So yeah, I'll do something, offer it to my neighbors or something like that. And I did plant some dinner plate dahlias over here, and I think I'm gonna have to get that leaf identified there, but I think that's one of them coming up. This is all garlic chive that, oddly enough, someone likes to eat. And then I've got my chives there. I think I might try to do something with these flowers. They're starting, make like a chive oil or something like that. So, all right, that's the round in the garden. That is it. Let's see. Okay, all right, I'm back. So yeah, I'll probably trade, do something like that, right? I know, I love sharing people who to do with them. And in fact, I don't know if you had last couple of years, I'd see like a small one and I'm like, oh, I can leave you. And then you'd go out there and it's like, suddenly it's this big, like, oh my God. And I didn't save the seeds. I don't have a good system for saving seeds. I know, I've tried looking up different YouTube videos. I'm trying to get over to the live video on my channel so I can see what you're saying in the chat, because it pops on my phone and then it disappears. Yeah, I've looked up videos online and people are like, so I'm trying to adjust my gimbal there, and people are like, they have spreadsheets and binders and like just all kinds of stuff that they use to save seeds, and I haven't quite got. It's a little overwhelming for me. So for now, I'm just working on soil. Just learning more about soil, what I need for my soil health, making sure that I keep that as rich as possible. Like I say, I got to fix this soil over here behind the house, and so, because what good is it if I'm saving seeds if my soil isn't good? So I always think about, what are we doing? Let's go as far upstream as we can when it comes from a health perspective. And, soil health is so important for us to be able to grow anything, right? It's like your own health, the biome of your gut. And the soil is like the biome. In fact, the more bugs and bacteria that's in our soil, the better that our plants will grow. And then we eat those bugs and bacteria. So the more depleted the soil is, the less opportunity we have for a wide variety of cultures in our gut. So let me scroll up and see what you said. I've been bringing raspberry plants to a local nature preserve to plant in the wild for future use by animals and humans. There's so in the cemetery where my mom and dad are, it is raspberry central. I mean, there's so many wild raspberries, and I used to go there every year and pick raspberries, and then, oh my gosh, I started flourishing here. But I think it's really probably a great idea just to get back over there and pick. It's just a time issue, but get over there and pick, and then freeze them, share them. Nobody's over there picking them. I mean, maybe, I don't know. And they have a lot of grape leaves over there, so I've gotten a lot of my wild grape leaves there for cooking, Middle Eastern cooking. So yes, start small and grow. I agree. And so I've expanded the garden this year. I've always had a pretty big garden, but then I that one I showed you back there with all the seedlings, that one I used to plant. That one flourished. That was the only place my garden was. It used to just flourish back there, and and the over the years, I've been here 22 years, and over the years, the trees just got so big that it shaded it. And then, even though I tried to amend the soil, it's super sandy soil, and I just had it tested, and that's the one that's testing out at right around 8. So I did put some compost back there, some manure, and so again, just trying to work the soil, enrich it again, put some nutrients down. But yeah, you need the compost, you need the manure in there, because it doesn't matter how many nutrients you put down. If it's sandy, it's sandy. So I needed to get some different, different type of loam back there, and seems to be doing well. If my seeds have popped up within a week. So, and literally not even a week. I planted those seeds on Monday night. I was at my brother's. I'm going to take this out of the gimbal because it's going to die on me. I was at my brother's at the lake, and I got home that afternoon, and I was like, with your lettuces, I got to throw these seeds in because and things like that. You can sow them weekly to every couple of weeks to keep them propagating. And I was like, well, I don't want to get a week behind. A week is a long time when you only have like a 3-month growing season, right? So I'm just plugging my gimbal in here. I didn't have enough juice in it when I went out, but we had just enough to get around there. So, so anyway, so it worked. So then I think what I'll do, I actually have to go get more dirt because I'm expanding that garden back. So, so just making sure that we've got all the nutrients in the soil is key. I'm just trying to get comfortable. And tell I'm having problems. I need more coffee. So getting all our nutrients in the soil is going to be key, and then continuing. So again, excuse me, mold in my house for many years before I discovered it. So I wake up every morning and I sound like I took down a pack of Marlboros. And but yeah, so that's the thing too, is when we look at health and people are like, oh, once you go to the chiropractor, you have to go forever. And I heard this week. I'm afraid to go to the chiropractor because once you go, you can't stop. And I'm like, well, first of all, nobody's putting a gun to your head going to the chiropractor. Second of all, people recognize that when they go to the chiropractor, it improves their health so much that they feel better, they function, they perform better, they think better, they think more clearly, they play sports better, they function in their daily lives better, their attitudes improve, it improves their relationships. I mean, it's everything. So why would you stop doing something that makes you feel good? And so going back to the soil and the soil health, if we don't continue to put the nutrients in, it's like saying, okay, I've eaten enough healthy meals, I'm done. I don't need to eat any more healthy meals. Hey, Chairman, how are you? We just did a garden tour. We have some I planted some seeds last week, Monday night, not even a week ago, and they're already coming up back there. So super excited, considering I have a whole container of seeds over there that did not flourish. So, and then just talking about health and how it relates to soil and all the bacteria. So we definitely have to take care of our soil. And this is an argument that I get a lot: is we don't need supplements. We can get nutrients we need from our soil. We cannot. Even if it's organic. Think about foods. Maybe if it's your organic garden, but if you're buying organic foods from the store, how far did that come? Think about that. So Cal Organic, and as much as I want to try to eat 100% organic, I'm going to take a local farmer's minimally sprayed produce over something organic that came from Mexico. It's a no-brainer, right? it's the lesser of the two evils, basically. So you have to pick your battles when it comes to that. And there are some people out there just is some people out there, watching social media pretty closely these days, is like all these health experts are criticizing the other one for their teachings. And I'm like, hey, let's just look at the reality of all the things, right? Like, not everybody's going to eat vegan. Not everybody's going to eat carnivore. Not everybody's going to be keto. So stop trying to tell people that if they don't do those things, they're going to die. Or I saw one guy yesterday, and he's criticizing another guru for telling people that estrogen's in it and that it's going to cause man boobs if you drink beer. Well, first of all, if we're drinking beer, we know it's not, we know we're not doing it for our good health. Okay, establish that. And also, because he's talking about the hops, well, he's completely dead wrong. There are supplements that have hops in them. There are farms that grow hops specifically for the supplement industry, because hops has actually been shown to decrease inflammation specifically for joints. It's incredibly helpful in pain. It hits certain pain pathways. So tell men if they drink beer, they're going to get man boobs. Well, if you're drinking a ton of beer, you're probably doing a whole bunch of other things too that aren't supportive of your health. And that's probably giving you man boobs more than the couple of IPAs that you're going to drink. So I don't know, just saying. Chairman says one good thing to put on the soil, not on the plant itself, mixture of water and hydrogen peroxide. So what does that do? Is that going to make it more alkaline? Thinking hydrogen peroxide is alkaline. So are you trying to alkalize your soil? My soil back there is not acidic enough because I want to grow blueberries. So that's why I'm trying to bring in manure and compost. So those new seeds have been grown in the new manure and compost, and they like that. But I wouldn't plant anything on the other side of the bed that hasn't been amended. I put sulfur down to bring the soil pH from an 8 down to hopefully a 3. Breaks down to oxygen and hydrogen, basically water. So does it help then to, so when it breaks down, again, I'm just thinking hydrogen peroxide is still going to make it more, it's still going to bring the pH up. So if you have acidic soil and you put water and hydrogen peroxide, doing the same thing in the soil. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, curious to know that. So, so see what you're doing there. And then there's a lot of, my mom we grew up with Jerry Baker, and Jerry Baker is America's master gardener. He's here locally. I actually think he died now, but I have several of his books. And so his grandmother, Grandma Putt, she would have, she has all these tonics and things in these books that help you spray onto your soil, help you enrich your soil, start your seeds, help you to kill certain bugs. And so I think it did too. Oh, there it is. There we go. You still there? Okay. I just came back inside. Yeah. So yeah, the stream crashed. But yeah, I think, so again, when you're talking about the minerals, those are all alkaline, and the alkaline minerals are going to, so Epsom salt is going to bring the, I don't know what happened. I was sitting outside, it was just fine. But so yeah, the alkaline minerals, you just have to figure out what you want to plant. So the plants I'm planting back there need acid. So that's going to be the, that's the conundrum, right? So trying to, and blueberries need a lot of acid. So I actually think I'm going to just leave them in pots. That's what I'm going to grow back there, actually. But yeah, for tomorrow on Sunday Night Live, which Sunday Night Live is going to be interesting. brother's lake a lot. You might see me live from my brother's lake. So I just wanted to jump on here, do the garden tour, have some coffee with you, and show you what's up. And we'll do the weekly recap. A lot of interesting things happened this week in the office and out doing back safety trainings, injury prevention. So you know what? I haven't gotten my blueberries yet. So I'll probably, I got to get more soil back there. I did put some sulfur down because I got to try to. So I went to a local garden center and, you know, the experts, and I had my soil tested. So that's how I found out my soil was at a pH of 8, and it needs to be at, you know, about a 3 for the blueberries. And so their expert told me, oh, you need to put calcium on it. And I was like, calcium? I'm like, calcium's, like, I've had enough chemistry in my life. I've had years of chemistry. This is what when we're, as doctors or farmers, whatever you're doing, you should know your pH scale, 0 to 14. Water is 7, and, neutral. And it was interesting because they're like, oh, yeah, you should put calcium on it to bring the pH down. And I'm like, calcium? So I did not put calcium, but I knew enough to put sulfur down. So I just basically wanted to know the number. So anyway, we're taking this boy to the vet today. He was up coughing all night. Don't know why, like he was going to cough something up. But since he didn't, I don't know if we're going to go get it checked out. We have an appointment at 11 o'clock and go get him checked. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks so much for being here on our live. And we'll see you tomorrow for Sunday Night Live. Lakeside Live, maybe. All right, maybe poolside. It's going to be it's summertime. I'm outside. I'm either lakeside or poolside. So you'll see me at one of those tomorrow. All right, you guys have an amazing day. See ya. Bye. What, boy? Trying to get out of here. There we go.